All right, ladies and gents. For a second there, I thought they were going to TC right on top of each other, but they're actually very close together. Whoa. So you start in the middle with your transport, and if you go back to the start, they did start on opposite sides, but they just kind of both ventured to the north. Gabi didn't go to the west. She went to the north, so they're very close together here. We've got seed 56 from Brazil. Gabi, she has been around for so long, has accomplished so much, but really wants to take it to that next level. One of few female players in our top scene. A lot of people rooting for her. Very aggressive player. She's playing as the Japanese. We got ACCM, and yes, we got Big Trees on for this first game, apparently. ACCM playing as the Hindustanis. Now, typically, because of the start, the transports are on opposite sides of the island. Players normally go to the fastest area they can find land, which would be directly apart from each other. But Gabi started on the left and went immediately to the north, and then ACCM started on the right and went to the east. So they're next to each other here. Now, that could be a strat. That could actually be a strat if you think about it. Because you could just say, well, naturally players normally go to the side. But if I have Japanese, the civilization, which is really good early, maybe I want to be close. I don't have any clue if Gabi knows the opponent is there. But we know the opponent is there. And also ACCM knew that there were sheep in the circle, guys. And ACCM scouted all that with that transport ship. Look at the scouting from him. Went all around, found the sheep with the transport, and has quite a few sheep here. So Doc goes up for Gabi. Doc goes up here for ACCM. And Gabi, this is pretty brutal start. I gotta look back and see what happened with the sheep. Because naturally, they both have the transport chip. It's possible one player just beats the other to the transport. But this is brutal for Gabi. She doesn't have another sheep to work with right now, and she needs a boar. Like, this really delays the start. This is one of the worst starts I've ever seen on Grapple. Of course, on Nomad, you have no guarantees. And so, already 30 seconds of idle time for Gabi just because she couldn't bring in the boar. And now the boar's not chasing. Now the boar's not chasing. Every second is so painful here. So she's probably just going to be down a Vil. And now ACCM just lost his pig. And ACCM, if he didn't know already, is going to have an idea the opponent's here. This is wild. But guys, think about it. Now this board that's going over to ACCM is also kind of taking one away from Gabi. So she can't go to the west at all to take a boar. And there's really not another one over here. Chad, if it's cool with you, I'm going to just quickly double check. I want to rewatch the sheep situation. I want to see if maybe it was just good fortune for ACCM to find the sheep first, or if Gabi was a little late to look for them, because there's a lot to do at the start. I want to go back. Okay, so like Gabi finds one, right? Let's see. So she finds one, and she is seemingly checking, but she's checking in the area ACCM already went. And so she's still moving. She's going to find one. Does she put it in her transport ship? No, she clicks it this way. And then she gets this one. And I think it all ends up going directly to ACCM. Well, that's the one she actually got. Yeah, and ACCM just got in front of her. Okay, so that kind of explains how we got to this situation. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this has just been thrown off by the direction she went. But I'm not going to say it's lack of prep, because I think in some ways there could be reasons for trying this if you think early game could be good for you, and it can absolutely be good for the Japanese. Cheaper villagers for Hindustanis is really helpful in these situations, plus all the food. ACCM can use the transport, so it's going to find the dock. So knows Gabi is here. Also knows Gabi is here. And then Gabi should know ACCM's dock because of the transport. And I think also knows the TC is there for ACCM. So they are close. I've yet to see this. Now you can recover in a lot of ways on this map. Building shore mills on the shorefish is great with the Japanese. Super cheap mills, of course. This would be a dream of an area. Look at this. That is 1,600 food right there. But if Gabi, like, if you're this close, you might want to rush Feudal Age. And I think without the boars, it's going to be tough for Gabi to do that. It feels weird, but I think from here, you have to just go fast castle. I think fast feudal is just off the table with how this start has gone. You're going to recover and get the food for feudal age, but you won't have it quite as quickly as ACCM. ACCM will drop off the resources, click up. Yeah, this is just a perfect start from him. He found the sheep. He kind of went to the more standard TC side. Found the opponent. And is going to drop a barracks here too. So it's not just going to be water for ACCM. If it's going to be water at all. We'll see. No, I cannot speak at 1.7 times speed for those who typically watch me on YouTube. I'm sorry. I mean, I can, but probably not consistently. So it would just be a waste of energy at this point. So I apologize. Welcome to the live stream where everything's slow and normal speed. Gabi going to wall. Gabi hoping to click up here. And she is still lacking the food. Oh, man, I mean, even here, it feels like a painful delay. Just hoping. There she goes. It's been a rough Dark Age for Gabi. Really not the start she would have wanted. Over a minute of idle time. So down 2 vills compared to where she could be. And she's later to the up times. ACCM, no second dock. Almost feels like ACCM's going to go scouts because he also hasn't gone to gold. ACCM will go scouts. I mean, Gabi is walled. You can't wall a ton. I guess maybe you could wall from the dock to the house. But scouts could still always run by here. Gabi will transport a villager to the middle. And this will be for a second dock. I mean, this is Gabi's way back into the game. If Gabi can keep these fish alive, make some fire galleys, it'll be 6 fish versus 0. You can even justify losing a couple villagers on the back of that. ACCM was to gold late, so he won't have a second fire galley out. And ACCM making his first scout here. Yeah, I don't know why. Hold on a second. Am I stupid? We did Lowy the Legends yesterday. Ah! Okay, we have small tree. I'm sorry. I thought that I didn't have the right mod on, but we did Lowy the Legends yesterday, and I just had the mods turned off. So we're small trees again. My bad. Gabi sees the scout. Of course, no starting scout on this map, so this should tell you your opponent's going to add more. And fire galley's out, but these are Japanese fish. So considering they're Japanese, I think this could be fine for Gabi. Weird to me, though, that she's adding like a galley and also a fire. I just feel like 2 fires in your set. Will that galley be helpful here for her? Hasn't been a smooth start. Gabi's not really the most relaxed player. Like, she's a very messy player. She likes to force the opponent into making mistakes and doing crazy things. ACCM can be more of a standard player, but I guess he's also known for standard things. Also, hello, just passing. Galley shows up. Gabi still has to defend from the scouts. Spearman's on the way. ACCM wants to tower that gold, and he's using the transport. What a crazy move. He might not be able to get back with these villagers using that transport because Gabi's still making ships. But the galley was, I think, a misclick from her. I think she misclicked it. It was not part of the plan, and she's regretting it right now. But she's got to fight this off. She doesn't want a tower to go up. ACCM's just fighting off the spearman with the vills and is ready to dive. ACCM was going to take the spear. There's another spear, though. Man, what a crazy start. Grapple's supposed to be kind of a smooth map where it goes late game, but not this one. That is really good spearman micro from Gabi. Gets as much value as possible and always has more spearmen coming. ACCM ends up killing more eco, though. So I think killed 2 vills and also killed a fishing ship. ACCM might lose his own fishing ships, though. And these villagers are still idle. So, also, ACCM's transport is down. He can't even try and sneak back. How do you get home? You'd have to run past Gabi's TC. This is pretty wild. 5 fishing ships for Gabi, making spearmen, making archers. Res collected still close. Ways to recover here with the Japanese. We talked about this earlier, as ACCM's going to lose his scout. What a messy game. Like, this area with 2,000 food up here is so valuable for Gabi. ACCM is also on the shorefish. May even make some farms. And ACCM scouts loop in. Gabi having a tough time tracking this, but she always is going to be making units here. Gabi is almost like... At times, Gabi can remind me of MBL. Tons of spearmen, tons of army production... And happy to make it messy and chaotic. Obviously, MBL is a higher level than Gabi. But it's if you haven't seen a lot of her style, that would probably be a decent enough comparison. Blacksmith on the way for Gabi. Again, there's just spears everywhere. Like, ACCM's thinking he could just avoid the spears. Not when there's 7 of them. And the villagers over here for ACCM, they're going to make skirms. They're going to take the shorefish here. So they're actually adding an important aspect to the attack and the eco. And ACCM is, for the most part, walled up behind this. Still 5 fishing ships for Gabi, fishing away. That's good for her. We'll see if that lasts. But, man, I mean, if you just got here, this is not what you were expecting for Game 1 Grapple. This has been crazy. And I would say that nice advantage for ACCM, and if he can get through this chaos, win the first game, he's going to feel very comfortable. And you're starting to see that comfort set in. The skirmishers are not something Gabi was expecting. Now Gabi's got to panic with a tower. Still so funny to me how ACCM has to send his scouts through Gabi's base, basically. But these are Hindustani scouts. They can break through walls pretty quick, so the pressure's not over here for Gabi. ACCM has a lot of stone banked up. He may consider going for a castle at some point. It's funny, though. He's attacking from this side. So if he ever wants to drop a castle on Gabi's face, he has to drop it over here with no army support, or drop it with these 5 vills, which doesn't feel like it's enough. Very smooth situation for ACCM now. Hindustanis feel very good here because of the cheap vills. Do you think Japanese could definitely pose some problems for the Hindustanis in Castle Age? Pikeman, Cav Archer could be really awkward for the Hindustani player to deal with. Salwitnar, holy crap, you've been going off again gifting people subs. Thank you so much. Like every day of Wandering Warriors Cup. Someone's reminding me to add the Wandering Warriors Cup logo. Yeah, we could do that. I don't think the host of the tournament's going to get annoyed with me. But you never know with that guy. Both the hosts are pretty untrustworthy, you know? We'll add the logo up, just in case there's any confusion. Market's on the way for Gabi. She needs to buy a little bit of food. Honestly, ACCM could have done the same. 800 gold in the bank, but the food count's almost there. And Gabi needs an answer to this. These skirms are really annoying. And it's not going to kill villagers very quickly, but it's adding up. Gabi is going to try a counterattack. I mean, this is what she needs. She is behind right now. And if she didn't know the TC was there before, she does now. And ACCM, oh my god, that's so good from him. Garrison the tower, and then immediately hopped out and booped an archer there, and now there's only 1 archer left over. That was so sick from ACCM. And he's still breaking through. Like, this is still a massive problem for Gabi. All the villagers nearby here, if she were to panic and try to place more houses, they're all weak. So those need to be pulled away, or you just... Yeah, I don't know what you do. You have to bring more vills. These scouts are definitely going to make it through this house if these are the villagers left to do the job. The other villager will go down. It's only weak vills nearby for Gabi. Her counterattack over here also does nothing because there was a tower from ACCM. ACCM was just with the perfect start. And it was a weird opening for Gabi. The direction she went for her TC didn't do her any favors. And I think there's also the luck aspect of Nomad. She just couldn't find that boar. This army's going to break through, guys, and there's no counter to it for Gabi. Like, she's only making archers. Some of the archers and all the spears are over here as well, so she can't even hope for some lucky hits. She just has to wall up some more. ACCM in Castle Age, Elite Skirm on the way, Bodkin on the way. How important have these villagers been? He didn't end up building the tower, but this archer range and this position, he kind of has Gabi sandwiched here. And I think, having been in this position before, Gabi's going to feel like, man, I never got anything going in this game. Which in some ways is bad, other ways is good. You know, you might feel like the loss doesn't mean much to you because you never got to play your type of game. Because it felt over since early feudal. But also, it felt over since early feudal. That's not exactly a good thing. ACCM just completely smashing her right now. 7th seed for a reason. Such an elite player, and usually really good on Nomad as well, which is what Wandering Warriors Cup focuses on. Yeah, just the value that these skirmishers and Lightcav are getting is ridiculous. Gabi's going to try and make some knights now. May eventually be able to kill this off, but ACCM's on 2 TCs. And ACCM sees that stable, so ACCM could just make a couple camels here with the Hindustanis, and the GG's called. And Gabi's going to tap out. So, not a very close game. Again, we've got a pretty decent gap at this point. When you've got a top 10 player versus someone who, well, is 40 rankings away, that might sound like it's not a lot, but in our competitive scene, the top 10, top 15 are just so good, right? But I am going to say this for Gabi. The start was just weird. I've never seen that where someone starts on the left, gets into the transport, and goes to the north like that. Now, maybe it was hard for her to see that, but she started to go where you would normally go off here, build the TC, then you're far away from the enemy. And then she went this way. And so she ended up in a position where typically the TCs don't generate, or the TCs don't go, and it really helped ACCM to be able to apply some pressure. She also missed out on some of the sheep on the outside, which ACCM got. So honestly, the start didn't do Gabi any favors there. All right. Let's see where they start off this time. You start with the horse on inundation. Here we are, game 2. We actually made a change where the horse is a bit more to the outside. So it gives the players a little bit more time to scout their TC position. If the horse were to start far away, they would have to blindly place TC sometimes. Just always trying to make some tweaks to make things a little bit better for the players. Gabi finds a nice TC spot. ACCM finds a nice TC spot. There will be plenty of resources around. And notably, there's actually a decent amount of gold here. There's 2 tiles pretty close to Gabi. And then there's 2 tiles pretty close to ACCM here and here. Because there's just not a lot of gold on the outside. Total of 8 tiles. And then the rest of the gold in the hunt is in the middle. Tweaked says, shout out to T90 Extras watchers. All right, I'll do that. Hello, people watching on Extras later on. Hope you're having a good one. There was one person who commented on one of my Extras sets that went up. Said, I love T90, but I don't get why he has a second YouTube channel. It's always great when someone says, I love T90, but you're just like, oh boy, where are we going, right? Where are we going with the but? I mean, the reason for the second YouTube channel is basically if I were to upload all of this continuously to my main and viewership would be what it is on Extras right now, so lower, YouTube would stop recommending things and it would essentially have a big effect on the health of the channel. So I figured more is maybe better. And if I'm casting things on stream, in the past, I wouldn't upload it anywhere. But there's a lot of people who like YouTube. So hopefully the extra content's not an inconvenience. That's kind of the basic reason. There's more reasons. But yeah. Now all my chat is saying I love T90, but just don't add an S on the end of T90, please. That would make it weird. So ACCM finding some of the extra turkeys. I figured this out about the map as well. There's actually a lot more sheep and turkeys around. I guess because you could TC in so many different locations, it needs to happen that way so players can find them if they're nearby. But some players have taken it to the next level and they're scouting with them and they'll get like 5 to 10. And we've seen Fast Castle happen a lot with that. As players get that much food. There's also a lot of boars around. ACCM coming for boar number 2. There's also a boar over here, which he hasn't seen yet. There's also a boar here. So realistically, he could get 4 boars. These are pretty long distance. But for pros, they're probably going to make it happen. We've seen a lot of scout rushing on this map. I would personally feel pretty comfortable in that position if I were Gabi, being Lithuanians. Get a nice little bit of control with the scout rush. Get that map. I think ACCM could easily do the same with Romans. If ACCM wanted to try a fast castle, though, Romans have done some pretty wild things in this tournament so far, and just any tournament. With the cheap Scorpions, you can go for a lot of all-in rushes. But I think all-in, low economy is not something the favorite should do. If anything, the underdog should be going for that, just passing. I think they should have an idea that the other's not in the middle right now. ACCM actually just lost a sheep over here. So confirms that Gabi's on the outside because there'd be no other reason for a house to be there. I guess technically it could be a lumber camp and a lumber camp villager built the house, but usually that's going to be the TC. And ACCM just checking the middle where all that tasty gold is. Hold on a second. ACCM's coming to the middle. So he's going to take the hunt. Okay, if he is in the middle with hunt, though, I think this also means follow-up fuel age attack. I think if he's going to build buildings, he probably builds it here. That seems the most logical to me. Did just find the boar, and ACCM has not built a lumber camp yet. Almost seems to me, well, he might build the lumber camp now, actually. But it almost seems to me like he was thinking about a barracks in the middle. Romans have really strong man-at-arms. I don't love man-at-arms on this map, though, because everything's really condensed and close to the TC. Oh, my goodness. For as bad as Gabi's start was with the sheep, look how many she has now. 9, what are these, turkeys or geese? Okay, 9 geese, sorry. And 3 sheep. 1,200 food on top of the boar, on top of the berries. And on top of being Lithuanians with the extra food. So she is going to be set. She won't need to build a farm for a long time. That feels good for Gabi, and she's going to click up. ACCM going to do the same. Could still try man-at-arms. I still don't think it's hugely logical, though. And Gabi did end up scouting the mill. Great question from chat. This water-ish region is not dockable. That's why I called it water-ish. I could fully understand why you would think that that's dockable, but this is not. So you can't add ships. It's just a different terrain. Technically, is it water? Do we see splashes? Yeah, okay. So it is technically some bit of water. What determines whether or not you can dock water is the shoreline terrain, though. Well, that's not exactly true. Also, the type of water. Technically, you can dock deep water, but that's a whole... This is unimportant to the cast. And Gabi sees the villagers there and is lurking around. And ACCM bringing his horse over. He didn't see a barracks here. See, this would be the time for a barracks to come up. And so good. He saw Gabi's horse lurking around, and he said, well, she must be looking for me. There must be a plan here, and he's going to see this. So this seems like Spear Skirm to me, to control the middle. And I just saw ACCM go to gold. I think ACCM's going to try man-at-arms. I wonder if we'll see the armor upgrade. Yeah, ACCM will get to see the opening, so he'll see the range. And now Gabi doesn't know the barracks is there. Her horse is checking the base for ACCM. So Saul the Ville's on gold, though. Man-at-arms should be pretty good against Spear Skirm. And Spear comes out. Okay, now the barracks has been spotted. So now Gabi could expect this. I mean, if I'm Gabi, I might want to consider sending a villager or 2 to gold right now. I think that just happened. That way you could make a couple archers. You don't need tons of archers, but you definitely need to make 2 at least to help you with these man-at-arms. I mean, man-at-arms are tanky, but they are slow compared to Lithuanian spears and skirms. It's kind of funny, though. If you mix archers with the skirms, then your skirms don't really move fast anymore when you move them around, so... It actually can be working against your strengths in many ways. Hunt has been killed off by the spearman. That's a strat. And the man-at-arms are here. Vills for Gabi are looping around, though. And the skirms are just staying inside. ACCM doesn't really have a target, and he lost his horse, so he has no clue where those vills are right now. Gabi's a wild player. Gabi does some wacky stuff, man. We didn't really get to see it in the first game. We got to see chaos, but ACCM was the one who brought the chaos. Surely Gabi knows you can't dock here. You prepared, right? Please don't tell me you're trying to dock. Where is she going right now? Armor coming in for ACCM upon seeing the first archer. Skirms and spears are here. Here she goes. Does she want a tower behind the TC? No, that's kind of a weird move for me. There's another wood line. She doesn't know ACCM's taking it. So I guess it's a bit more understandable with that in mind. But this is what she does. She loves these types of things, and ACCM won't see that. There is a weak villager for ACCM, and it could be a nice little bit of vision and control for Gabi over the south of the map long term. These vills could maybe build more things. Maybe build more towers. Archers are out. Armor is in, though, for ACCM. Still feels like hitting and running with the range units should be able to push back the man-at-arms. So I really like Gabi's position. As long as that archer stays alive, I guess there's two. Yeah, that was really good adaptation from Gabi to immediately send a couple vills to gold to get some archers out. The micro needs to be better here. You can block with the skirms, but she gets the tower up. ACCM will see that. And there's still eco to manage at home. And, oh, man, the tankiness of the man-at-arms. These things are crazy strong. And you're not going to look to see if armor's in. Oh, man, Gabi, don't lose. No, Gabi, don't lose your archers. Don't lose. No! Oh, that's so rough. Those man-at-arms got so much value. Crazy value for ACCM. He killed every single archer. Obviously, the man-at-arms were just supposed to be there in early feudal to give him some time. But now, I mean, the archers are gone, and he's probably thinking, let's just make more. And Gabi's vills headed around elsewhere. I want to check farming eco. Gabi might not need a farm for a while. Gabi's so focused on the attacks. The TC hasn't been producing as consistently, but this is really common for her. She's so aggressive that she doesn't always have the cleanest of ecos back at home. She's just counting on killing vills. And there she goes. See, if those archers would have been kept alive, maybe these man-at-arms wouldn't have or won't have as much of an effect. But to the point I brought up earlier, look at how much faster this army is now that archers aren't in the group. What the? Gabi is building a house like she's fortifying ACCM's wall right now. Like, it just... forward house strategy is a new one. Wall them in, Gabi. Wall them in. Stable over here for Gabi. I think expecting that ACCM is going to have mainly skirmishers inside this archer range. There are archers there too. And a tower here from ACCM. I like this tower because he doesn't want to give up control of the middle. And Gabi's clearly going to keep coming with attacks. I think Gabi is trying to get into his base, but ACCM's already fully walled. And the tower is going to go up. If without this tower, ACCM's vills would have been in big trouble. If I know Gabi, she might consider bringing these vills and rushing this tower down. And if she does that, like, she has no clue that ACCM has 8 units in that range. I think this is really going to surprise her. See, look, she's trying to wall up the barracks. It's because she doesn't know how much army ACCM actually has. She's about to find out. Is she just going to rush the tower? Oh, yeah, 100%. 100% she's going to rush the tower. She's crazy. She's crazy. But now all of a sudden it's like, hold on. There's a lot more army that she was counting on. And so the tower does some damage as the units run away. ACCM is going to pounce. There's still more man-at-arms coming in. ACCM's got the better economy because he's got crazy efficiency back at home. And ACCM, he can play the chaos game as well. Holy crap, Gabi's bringing even more vills to the middle. What is happening? Probably wants the additional hunt. But you're just sending villagers to their deaths here. Remember, 0 farms for Gabi last time we checked. The Barracks is still streaming out the Man-at-Arms from ACCM. And yeah, ACCM just surprising Gabi with the amount of range units that he had in that range. Is kind of decided this one, it seems. I don't know where those 2 villagers went that were hidden away on the side. Maybe they're part of the group now. But Gabi, yeah, look at this eco. This is the eco of someone who is just so focused on the attacks. And unfortunately, just not winning the fights. The Roman man-at-arms with the armor and the Roman efficiency with the range unit follow-up has won this one here for ACCM. I give props to Gabi because she keeps trying to send it. This is like, you don't want to lose a series and feel like you didn't play the style that you like to play. This is what Gabi's capable of. She loves to just send it, and there's a lot of reason to do it on this map. But ACCM just more calculated. Nice balance of defense and offense from him, and he gets the job done. Score 2-0. This might be a quick one, guys. But again, Gabi didn't actually play the first round. She was favored to win it, but it was an admin win. So she didn't really get that experience there. And then ACCM also just a top 10 talent who is in really good shape right now. So it was always going to be tough for her. So here we are. This is the third game. The map is mired. And Gabi has had a rough ride of it so far. She has struggled to really get into a game. She has tried. I mean, game 2 was a better attempt than game number 1. Game number 1, of course, having the rough start. ACCM has gone for the Mayans. And we've got Gabi playing as the Bengalis. And so there's 10 boars in the middle on this map. Everyone starts with a horse. For whatever reason, one horse is a different type than the other. I don't know if this is a bug. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just the look of the horse. There's no difference to it. Maybe it makes it easier for casting so we could tell whose horse is whose. Oh, our base says T-West added that to make it more clear. Oh, okay. I didn't know he made that change. Well, that's actually pretty thoughtful, I suppose. So, chat, I'm going to ask the same question. Actually, from here on out, we're going to call this the question, okay? Anytime Mired comes up. How many villagers die in Dark Age here? Gabi is going to be a super nerd here. I guarantee you that. She already is disappointed that that boar is going in towards the TC. ACCM has the potential to do the same. No loom for Gabi. Here comes ACCM. And he looks like he just missed that one. And Gabi just missed this one. Dio says you did a thumbs up on T-West post about this very specific change. I probably read the other changes he made. Don't call me out like that. Why are you calling me out like that? What do you think I allow chatters for? Make me look like an idiot or make me feel good? Get out of here. Okay, here comes the villager. She's down 2 games. She can't help herself. She's got to get greedy. Let's go, Gabi. And listen, if you lose some vills with Bengalis, as long as you make it to feudal age, you recover those 2 vills. So let's go. Hey. ACCM is so not expecting this. ACCM thinks that boar... Oh, no! Gabi's got to shoot it. Okay. Will she regret this? I think this is far too greedy. But now she has to block the boar from hitting her vill. Meanwhile, ACCM is just going to get one anyways. Gabi is... Okay, ended up getting loom. Is still trying to block. Here we go. I think she's going to make it. But it's going to take some time. She may run out of food. She needs to build a house. Yeah, she's about to run out of food there. And ACCM is like, I am not letting you take my boar. No mercy from ACCM. But if he loses his horse, it would be disastrous. He needs to bail. And he does bail at the last second. Nice job from Gabi. Really nice job. Now, how many boars was ACCM able to get throughout that time? He brought in 1. He's sending 2 more vills to get the other 2. Gabi's now going out to get this one. And so it's a repeat of the exact same scenario. ACCM will give her that one. And now ACCM goes here and here. Now, remember, ACCM is Mayan, so he has the extra vill, and then he didn't research loom yet. So he's currently up 2 villagers. Combine that with resources lasting longer. This is a really nice situation for him. And obviously not the prettiest boar lures by pro standards, but that's just what you come to accept on this map. Somebody is calling me right now. Don't you know? Don't you know it's Wandering Warriors Cup? Boom. Gets sent to voicemail. That's what I thought. Sorry, it was probably a scam call. Now, this gold is very interesting. That gold's going to be sick. The stone in the back's going to be sick. This northern corner is very nice for Gabi. I think players should always TC a little bit more towards the corners instead of the sides. But that does depend largely on where your vills spawn, because you typically want your TC up to be on a wood line as fast as possible. Mayans, Bengalis, I think is actually... I think it's more awkward to play as the Bengalis, but I think the Bengalis can absolutely compete here. Play mainly into counter units in the mid-game. Oh, man, why did that boar stop? Okay, she's going to get it, but play into skirmishers. Light cav for any monks. Get map control, boom up. Maybe get to elephant archers in the late game. But, I mean, that's a big, big jump I just made. You can dock the water here. So you could go for demos or something. Hunts in the back for Gabi. Slightly concerned that she doesn't have enough on wood to build a lumber camp. She will need a second Dark Age building. ACCM's got the mill, and ACCM could build a lumber camp. So he hasn't done it yet. Did ACCM see his wood line in the back? Oh, he's going for the mining camp. Okay, because he already has wood here. Wow, so did anyone say 0 when we guessed how many villagers would die here? This game is becoming very lame because everyone's so good. Before, at the start, the first time I asked, everyone was like 5, 6, 7, you know, and I was like 3. And now it's like every time, it's like at most it's 1, it feels like. I think what really escalates it, though, is if someone loses a vill early, because then they feel extra pressure to do even more damage to the opponent. That's where these games get really sweaty. Okay, a bunch of people said 0. I mean, I might need to go back and fact check that, but I trust you guys. So Gabi's still no lumber camp. Still can't click up. So this has to be a fast castle for her then. And ACCM has the wood income, has the gold income, has food income, is pretty much prepped to go archers here. And does seem to... Ooh, seems to be trying to sneak a vill. But Sneakville's not going to happen. Sneakville's not going to happen with the walls here unless it runs on by. Gabi's headed to stone. So Gabi is going to go fast castle Ratha. I like it. Kind of a Phosphoru-inspired type of fast castle. She's probably not going to mine the gold. She's probably just going to sell some stuff to get the resources to go up. ACCM's villagers pathing awkwardly. Sees the wall. And he's also going to make militia now. But the militia are coming from here. So maybe the villager just abandons the project. Because you might want to send your villagers forward over here with the militia. Nope, I lied. She's going to make the he's going to make the archery range here. Okay. So it can't be a sneak because Gabi's walled up nicely. And Gabi's clicked up, and Gabi's going to have... Seems like enough food. She may need to idle her TC. But I think it's worth it here. Because you just need to go Castle Age ASAP. And ACCM sneaks by, but the horse dies. So ACCM cannot see what Gabi is doing back here. Must assume it's stone. Just because of the build. But it could be... For all he knows, there could be a barracks back here. Maybe it could be played into skirmishers defensively. And here come the militia. And here come the archers. And ACCM is going to be desperate to do damage. I think if Gabi plays this properly and doesn't create this vill, like just idles with this vill, she can handle this no problem. I'm worried about her Castle Age time. Oh boy. Okay, well that vill's dead. Now at least you know that the archers are coming. And now you're going to know the man-at-arms are coming. Okay, lots of pressure. I think you just shut this down with a tower. Gabi, stop producing vills. You have no food income. You need to ensure that you have the food. It's actually rough even if she cancels these 2 vills because Gabi doesn't have any food income. There's 0. Gabi repairing, Gabi dropping the tower. This is fine for her, but Castle Age is so important. And Gabi's now leaving with these vills? For what purpose? Maybe to take the hunt? Oh, man, like, if she wants... Okay, now she's going to use the market, but honestly, just idling the TC a little bit, it was so good for her here, and she would be up already. And she could stonewall, she could tower, she'd get her castle. ACCM would do no damage. Now, ACCM has no scouting here, so these vills will actually make it, and Gabi finally clicks up. Yeah, Gabi needs to stonewall ASAP. But ACCM is probably like, well, crap, I can't do any damage. Didn't actually see the walls here. And Gabi's going to get a castle. ACCM, honestly, should consider a stonewall. I think Palisade Wall into some houses behind is more than fine, though. Vill count is even because Bengalis. You get the additional vills when you make it to the next stage. Right now, Gabi's not producing anything as well, so it kind of influences the count a little bit there. ACCM's resources collected should be way higher. He has farms. He'll have more workers for a while. It's been a lot more efficient. This is huge for Gabi in the end. I mean, if ACCM had that horse, I don't think she does this. But these villagers are going to be able to bring in enough food. Does ACCM have loom? Yes, he does. He's just walling up. He'll think about castle. Is completely walled over here. Does have a stone back here, but can't see it. So ACCM probably won't go plumes this game. Gabi just needs to drop that castle right away and adapt. I think one or two Ratha could be enough to start to give ACCM some problems if ACCM's only in feudal age. But the economy is still weak for Gabi. She doesn't have any researches. And she has enough stone for the castle, so she's going to pull the vills, drop the castle. And... okay, drops it there. I mean, that's pretty decent. I'm fine with that. This is the side that ACCM might attack from. And so that castle's going to end up going up. ACCM could still break through, though. You can't let this happen. Vills could actually go down. Just the reaction's a little late for Gabi. Not expecting ACCM to pressure this much. I mean, ACCM delayed fletching for so long. Then all of a sudden he's got more archers. I think the stone walls are a safe reaction here. Actually, she doesn't have enough stone for that piece. And she just had to buy stone for one piece of stone wall. Yikes. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You could just get villagers back on the stone right now. Maybe start to drop a couple farms. Maybe make a couple Ratha. ACCM 2 minutes away from being up. Still these vills over here. Like, these vills being able to drop a TC and kind of have that sneaky eco is super nice. And the stone walls should be more than enough for Gabi. ACCM will never break through. So, WWP what would WWPD? What would Phosphor do? Phosphor would go for a siege workshop forward. Gabi's faced up against that crap enough times on the ladder. And she's going to give it a shot here. Again, this wall should keep Gabi safe for a long time, so she can ignore that. And Siege Workshop's going to go up. Can be tough if you go Eagles in this scenario in ACCM's position to snipe the Siege. And wow, she is building it right on ACCM's face. The Ratha could just switch to melee mode and kill off the Eagles. So it's just not easy. And ACCM did find this stone back here, but isn't on it. And ACCM's going to have like 10 archers to upgrade and 3 men-at-arms. And then a lot of resources banked, but not really too much to do with it right now. There's the mangonel from Gabi. I'm really curious to see... like, I'm very curious to see what ACCM does to get himself out of this position, because this is a really awkward spot. Yeah, I don't think you can just boom easily here. I think that's what ACCM's setup is kind of Good for. And oh, he lost his man-at-arms, and he dove with the archers. So he went underneath the TC. The TC killed 2 of them. I wasn't expecting that. Gabi wasn't expecting that. So the archers made it through, but they will die. And now there's the siege push. Let's go, Gabi. Let's go. Down go the units. ACCM's kind of in trouble here. Now, if ACCM was Aztecs, you could go Redemption. You could convert the siege. But Mayans do not get Redemption, so you cannot use monks for this. You'd have to use your own siege. ACCM, you should know by now, Gabi doesn't give a crap. She's just going to dive. That's what she does. I love that. And actually, it might seem like this is bad for her, but if she just stays here, ACCM can never run out with the Mangonel because the Ratha can attack it. So yeah, if you pop the Mangonel there, now you have to... Oh, it's so awkward. Honestly, some good damage from ACCM's TC on the Ratha, though. And ACCM trying to stop the escape. And maybe Gabi has to be a bit more patient than that. Monks make a lot of sense to heal up your units. Oof, some expensive losses. ACCM holding on. Keep an eye on that idle TC time for Gabi in these moments. Just has so little food eco. Is taking berries long term. Like, it's just not great. But it's just hyper fixated on the front and on killing off ACCM. ACCM second TC will make the occasional eagle to try and get hits in on monks or mangonels. And this is what can happen. That's what can happen. Now, those are the moments where Gabi's maybe going back to the market, adding a farm. Actually, I want to check something. This is actually very important to me. Did she go to the market at that exact moment? Let's see. Nope, I'm stupid. Okay. So it's kind of a non-point then. So the reason I bring it up, though, is a lot of players haven't... Like, a lot of players who've been around for a long time, they haven't switched their hotkeys to select market instead of go to market. So if you do go to market, like a lot of players still do, it actually takes you off away from the push there. The very big thing players need to change. Most people have, but you'd be surprised how many people are stubborn there. TC's halfway down for ACCM, and if he loses this, he doesn't have an army to protect these vills. So it's all about the siege right now. And Gabi's also going to mix in the monks. Almost feels like Gabi wants to go Redemption herself to convert the siege from ACCM. Now, easier said than done, right? But this is a moment where Gabi just needs to boom. Just drop. Like, this is nice pressure. If you can combine that with the second TC, then you can gain a pretty nice eco lead as well. But that's the thing, is combining the boom with a push like this is not necessarily something that's easy to do. And if you split focus, the defender can get some really good opportunities. Now, here come the Eagles. ACCM's noticing now that Gabi's trying to break in here. And the siege and the monks could be left alone here. Let's see what happens. Does Gabi see the Eagles? Gabi, you need to come back. ACCM knows the TC can protect this. Eagles. One will probably be converted. Okay, conversion happens. The monk goes down. I think this is still fine for Gabi. Saves the Mangonel. Don't want to lose this monk, but redemption is in. And the monk's going to survive as well. Yeah, Gabi's still fine here. ACCM just now remembering that stone's back there, so we can go for a defensive castle. Well, this is what we wanted to see. This is what this series had the potential to bring. Is some high aggression from Gabi. It's a nice build here from her. And did ACCM spot the vills? Oh my god. I think actually he's just sending the archers home, in all honesty. We could look back at that moment. I think he's just sending the archers home, happened to see the vills, kills one. And he has not forgotten about this archery range. Gabi needs to have this siege just hitting the TC all the time. It feels like she lacks faith in being able to crumble down this TC and truly push right now. She did convert ACCM's market, which is kind of funny. So now she has 2 markets. Monks can convert the mangonels. Could even convert the monks from ACCM, honestly. ACCM's getting atonement now, so he can convert Gabi's monks. Here come the archers. They're going to sneak around, try and do what they can. Maybe get the forward Vil. And Gabi had outposts here before to give her vision. Has since lost them. But is still pushing. No eco upgrades for Gabi. That will change with wheelbarrow. But guys, when you push like this, you need the repair Vils repairing the mangonels all the time. And you just need to be smashing the TC, honestly. It's very easy to get very caught out and distracted when you're the underdog and think that you don't have what it takes to break someone. So try to hit them in different areas. But I think someone like ACCM might expect it. ACCM brings his archers in, saves his mangonel. It's just so good. 2 TCs producing, 3rd TC about to go up for him. He's holding so far. So far. Mangonels were repaired. Gabi has a lot of Vils just standing around on the front. This is crazy. Loses one of her mangonels to ACCM. Now the monk maybe goes down to the town center. Maybe gets converted by ACCM. ACCM's monks get hit. He needs to be careful. Gabi does have some farming eco behind this. Monk can convert the siege. Gets the conversion. That's what Gabi's been waiting for. Everything ACCM has right now could all fall apart if he loses this TC. And another mangonel is going to get converted. ACCM does end up getting the kill, but another mangonel gets converted. All the siege is Gabi's. And Gabi is so close to taking the TC out. She might dive. She kills another mangonel there. Huge. ACCM needs to repair this. He just cannot find an answer. ACCM's going to drop a castle behind. So he knows he's going to lose this TC. He's planning for that. The Ratha still being patient there from Gabi. The monks need to be pulled back. Mangonels need to hit. Yeah, that was really nice patience there from Gabi, actually. That's something she lacked earlier in this game, was not diving and just keeping the pressure on. It's super expensive to repair a TC. Very hard to properly balance your eco when you're being pressured like this in ACCM's position, so... There goes Gabi. I mean, Gabi fans are going to be stressed about that. A TC right next to the opponent's range. That will probably complete, though. And that's a lot of monks for ACCM. When he can't convert the siege, he can only convert the monks. He can only convert the Rathas. He does lose the monks. Gets a few conversions and holds on. And gets more than a few conversions, actually. And the TC's still up. The TC is still up for him. Gabi now going for atonement to convert ACCM's monks. Gabi only has 2 monks. It's still all about the siege for Gabi, though. Like, these 3 mangonels are still the key. Atonement's not going to hurt. ACCM 16 villager lead. And yes, needs to be careful. Oh my god! That could have been so much worse. A lot of weak monks there, but they'll heal each other up. Now Atonement's in for Gabi as well. So Gabi doesn't have to be threatened too much anymore. Clicks right back on that TC. The Ratha going to back away. Man, how do you freaking kill this guy? ACCM just refuses to die. Here we go. That should be a conversion. What? Oh, it was a monk that was converted or something? Maybe it was weak. Big shot from ACCM. ACCM is able to get important conversions. And now atonements. And now siege. I mean, monks are going to switch sides. The siege, though, is important. And the siege for Gabi actually gets cleared up. What in the world? ACCM's held on. Barely. Maintains his 20 villager lead. Has a crazy economy back here with good eco upgrades. And Gabi's push just gets stalled out for the 5th or 6th time. Now she needs to play a bit of a boom game. She feels like her push is failing. And this gives ACCM time to cook. That's sick. That is just sick. Like, the memes for ACCM is that he never resigns in games where he's clearly dead. But the reason that he fights so much in those situations we always joke about is because he has the ability to hold on, right? And maybe we don't normally see it when it's 2 top 10 players. Maybe that top 10 player stays ahead. But here, this has been impressive defense. Mangonel out for Gabi, though. And hold on, ACCM. I might be boasting about your abilities a little too early. All his monks are going to die. Sure, he gets some conversions, but this is costly. Gabi should be able to hold this position and kill all of this. Ram versus Mangonel. They're the same speed. So this, please don't lose your Mangonel. Oh, no. Oh, the Ratha from ACCM are actually going to go kill that. I think. Just passing. The Ram is going to take out the Mangonel. Oh, no. Gabi, okay. Well, she doesn't get the full clear she wanted here. And now, ACCM's been hiding this, but he has plumed archers. 2 castles soon for him because he's got the stone. And plumed archers with ballistics can actually compete with those Ratha. ACCM starting to scout the map. May find villagers all over the place from Gabi because of how scattered this has been. And again, it's like if the Ratha get close, ACCM will find some conversions. Really think it was all about the siege. Like, monks from Gabi. The fact that Gabi went redemption herself when she was pushing tells me she lacked a little bit of confidence there. It does pay off from time to time. ACCM deletes that. And ACCM dropping a castle. You can't let this one go up if you're Gabi, because that's 2 castles then for ACCM. He further takes some of the stone and gold. ACCM's walling it up. The Ratha are awkward to use. They're on the way. Castle's at 50% though. Both players converting monks on this side. Castle's at 60% for ACCM. The plumed archers come in though. They're sniping the Bengali monks. And the castle for ACCM will complete here. Such costly losses for Gabi. And now the Ratha as well get hit by the castle and the plumes. And ACCM is imp. Huh? He's crazy. He's crazy. I mean, maybe we could sit here. You know, there's always things when you push someone like this and it doesn't work out that you can say could have gone a little bit differently. Basically, you need better engagements. But to imp on the back of this is ridiculous. He's just amazing. Gabi's played great. Easy top 100 player in the world. But we're just looking at too big a gap between these two. Plumed archers will get imp upgrades. With imp upgrades, the plumes is all you're going to need if you're ACCM. Gabi recovering back at home, catching up on some eco upgrades, adding those farms, may even out the bill count. But it's going to be really tough from here. ACCM knows as well. He sees that score lead. And he's been up against these types of pushes before. He's known that he's had the better eco now for a couple minutes. And look at that from ACCM. Uses the converted Ratha to snipe the Mangonel, and the plumes are just wrecking now. That's crazy that he even took that fight. And yeah, the no what upgrades, the no eco upgrades from Gabi, just a result of an all-in push. It's fairly standard. Wait, ACCM has... Look at his resources. Those are crazy resources. I thought he canceled imp. Because he had 3,000 food and 1,000 gold. But he could go imp a second or the third time if he wanted. Yeah, Gabi put up her best fight in the final game. But I think she may tap out when she sees the Imperial Age here. And I'm sure she's felt for a while now as well, based on the score, that ACCM's in a ridiculous position compared to her. Back to pushing the TC. Maybe she's thinking what could have gone differently in some of the other games. Thumb ring on the way, bracer on the way, chemistry on the way. Elite plume actually costs a lot of wood, so that may be a little delayed for ACCM. Look at this micro. He doesn't care about the siege at all, but he's got quite a few plumes, around 30 of them. And once the attack upgrades come in, the Mangonels should go down. Gabi's still trying to repair big time. Really making ACCM fight. ACCM's in and out of TCs. This is crazy micro right now. He actually snipes the repair vills, so Gabi can't repair the siege anymore. I don't know what Gabi can do from here, guys. Oh, deny this castle. Okay, ACCM will lose this castle. That's not going up. But ACCM will have more vills to bring over for that. And everything Gabi has in the middle, likely to go down. It's so fun to watch Plumed Archers split. Whoop! Yeah, everything dies. No micro needed at this point. Mangonels are out of the picture. Plumed Archers will kill it all. The castle will eventually complete for ACCM to be castle number 3. Elite Plumed Archers on the way. And ACCM will win 3-0 here in round 2. Expected. A really fun game here, though, and a good showing from Gabi. I like how she went out playing her type of game. Playing like an underdog should, but playing as she likes to play in the first place. Lots of aggression. And she drops the GG. ACCM, one of the favorites for this whole tournament, chat. I don't think he's lost a game yet. I forget who he played in the first round, but it would have been someone who is well behind Gabi's skill level. And ACCM just held on. I think for Gabi, you don't need your own monks there. Like, you have the Ratha, you have the Siege. The Ratha protect your Siege, right? The Siege can kill everything. If the opponent has Redemption, then it's a different situation. Maybe you need your own monks. But I think the double Monastery really delayed her from focusing on the Siege and just getting the big Siege numbers. Like, enough Ratha to protect from Eagles diving, and then just 5 or 6 Mangonels. Just boom, 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 boom. And she had crazy advantage, but things got messy, and ACCM made her work. ACCM, like, I mean, there were so many situations where ACCM could have died. Remember when he walled behind his TC because the Ratha were going to dive? Like, that could have killed him. Stayed alive there. And it just, when you're playing, you're just like, what I'm doing right now is not killing this person. I need something more. And that's why Gabi probably tried the monks, and that's why Gabi did the amount of things she did. But ACCM just too good. 11k res collected. And quick 3-0 for ACCM. We'll check the bracket real quick. Just to see where ACCM ends up. So ACCM, oh, I said it earlier today. So ACCM is going to be playing the winner of Ganji Licks, which is a crazy series. Like, Ganji Licks, seed 26 versus seed 39. Both players known to bring some pretty crazy games. So that is tomorrow. And yeah, ACCM hasn't lost a game yet. But maybe things get a little bit more interesting in the next round for ACCM in the round of 32.